Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
President Trump making a quick stop in mid-Michigan tonight and already drawing a huge crowd.
Some student athletes are not surprisingly unhappy with having to wear a mask during play. Well, what does science say?
A Macomb County family and their home come under attack from hate. They believe it's because of the sign in their front window. Tonight, the couple who live in that home are speaking out, and so is the mayor of Warren.
Off the top at 6, it happened last night after dark. Someone threw a rock through their front window, slashed their car tires, and that's not all. Defender Sean Lay, live with a closer look at the damage. Sean, in fact, I understand there's a new development that's unfolding at that house right about now.
Let's show you live. Warren police and evidence technicians back here on the scene doing a lot of work here, checking for fingerprints here on the family's BMW. And here's why. They're checking for gunshots because they have come here. Take a look at the husband's truck. They took a slug out of his truck. So things have changed here. Yes, there was terror, there was vandalism here to the family, but now they're saying they were shot at as well. And there was an officer just on that ladder there checking for a bullet hole that possibly hit the home here. The family says they can't sleep, but they were told on their car to get out, and they said they're not going anywhere. Take a look. It was an attack on your house.
Thank you. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
You know, if it had been outside, okay, they're good. But my house, this is where I go after work. I go here to relax, enjoy myself, and it's safety.
The safety of the Hall family home in Warren was shattered at 10 o'clock last night. Candace Hall thought she was being shot at.
I hit the floor and crawled because I thought it was
with the rock coming through.
Yeah,
you
when
hit
the rock
the floor.
came through, I went straight to the floor and crawled because I didn't know what it was.
It was a rock.
A nice big rock right through my picture window.
This rock, Candace showed it on her Facebook Live.
This is why, because I have Black Lives Matter in my yard.
Moments before a sound.
When it really happened, we just heard something like somebody opened up a pop can.
This sound.
Yeah,
It kept
that's what
on.
we heard.
He didn't know it, but he was hearing the tires on their vehicles being slashed.
And that one's flat too.
Eddie looked outside and saw a man across the street.
Yeah,
He was doing like
it
this.
Was a
I guess he was
huge
telling
rock. Yeah.
I guess he was telling signaling him to throw the brick.
He saw the guy doing like this, like throw it, you know, like he was signaling him.
This is what the couple found right outside their home. Tires slashed on Eddie's work truck, on Candace's car, on his son's new graduation gift car. They found these messages to this couple, who are both veterans, parents of 6, grandparents of this baby girl.
I'm so happy. Yeah.
Police now going door to door looking for video. This is the best shot. This man lurking in the driveway. Warren's mayor says this has all the elements of a hate crime.
This is completely unacceptable and will not be tolerated in our city, and that's why our officers were out, and that's why Eddie and Candace, the victims of this, were very pleased with the response of the Warren police.
What's your message to them?
Oh, my message is we're not going anywhere. This is our home.
Back here live. Take a look at the number on your screen. Warren's police commissioner calling me a few minutes ago saying he wants to put his personal phone number out to you right now, 586 574 4803, 586 574 4803. He says anyone can call with anonymous information. There's also a reward. He says they want to get whoever's responsible for this off the streets in 24 hours, and there is a team of detectives assigned to the case. And again, processing again this scene. They did it overnight and they're doing it again. One more thing to show you. People have been coming by to express how sorry they are to the family here, and then these are new tires, or at least fresh tires. They're no longer flat. On Eddie's truck here, someone came by to help him get some new tires so he can continue working through this. Guys, back to you.
Sean, hate crimes are federal offenses, so do we have the FBI involved yet?
We asked police that around 2 o'clock today, and the detectives said not yet. They want to catch the people and go through all the evidence and figure it out.
No.
Now that gunshots have been apparently fired at the home, things may be ramping up before our very eyes.
Yeah, sure. All right, Sean.
Indecision 2020, Michigan is center stage for a second day in the race for the White House. In less than an hour, President Trump is set to speak at an airport hangar in Freeland, which is near Saginaw. People have been lining up for hours. We're told there are at least 4,000 inside, and they're hoping to let a few hundred more in. Masks are being handed out and temperatures are being taken outside, but it appears there will be little chance for social distancing once people are inside. Our Mark McDonald is there live, and we will have a complete wrap-up tonight at 11. Checking on the latest coronavirus headlines affecting Michigan, the numbers are up for the second straight day.
Yeah, Kim, the state reporting 924 new cases of COVID-19, uncomfortably close to 1,000. That's an increase of 141 from yesterday. There have been 17 additional deaths, including 9 from a review of past vital records.
Today, the state's chief medical executive asked parents to avoid in-person play dates for their children in order to limit the chances of spreading the virus. Dr. Janae Caldoun suggested parents try virtual visits to give kids interaction with friends.
Starting next Tuesday, outdoor visits are going to be permitted at residential facilities such as nursing homes throughout Michigan. A lot of families have been waiting for that. Now, it's the latest controversy in the debate over school sports this fall. Should athletes be required to wear masks? The governor thinks so, issuing an executive order mandating masks during practices and games this week. Our Grant Herms has been talking to coaches and players. Grant, masks are not new to sports, but new to youth sports.
That's right. We've seen pro players wearing masks all summer long in baseball, but just back in June, the World Health Organization said that masks should be avoided during exercise because it could make people breathe a little less comfortably. And that comfort factor is what's at the heart of things out here on the field. And once again, youth players are in the middle of this controversy.
All right, you got to get wide, all right?
With fall sports back on track,
Go.
everyone is adjusting.
Oh, put that on right.
And readjusting to wearing masks while playing.
It's this side, yeah.
At Grosse Pointe South, every team out practicing is still navigating the new challenges, and not everyone is happy about it.
I really think these masks cause more problems than they theoretically solve. We've got problems with mouthpieces.
That's right.
I'm kind of uncomfortable, kind of hard to breathe. But, we're willing to do it if that's what we have to do to play.
But some parents say the governor has gone too far. In response to the mask mandate, members of the group Let Them Play, which pushed to have fall sports this year, started a petition calling the masks during play incredibly dangerous and want the order removed. The petition garnering more than 50,000 signatures. Today, the state's top doctor, Dr. Janae Caldoun, saying she understands parents' outrage, but says mask up or sit out.
But for contact sports, it is recommended, given where we are with COVID-19 cases across the state, it is recommended to wear a mask. And if someone is unable to, then they may not be able to participate at this time.
Now, just before that, our Rod Maloney asked the governor the science she was using to back up her mask order, but she declined to answer, instead handed that off to Dr. Caldoun. Dr. Caldoun didn't give any specifics either. Back to you.
That was a really interesting exchange from this afternoon. All right, Grant, for more on this recommendation and how it was made, we're joined now by our Dr. Frank McGeorge. And Doc, are there specific studies on this issue? Obviously, we're covering such new ground right now, but what about this one?
Well, that's just it, Devin. No, there are not. It's a new virus, and the exact risk of transmission of COVID-19 during sports, and particularly contact sports, it's just unknown right now. But I think we can make some reasonable assumptions based on what we do know about the spread. First off, of course, contact sports involves close proximity of players, hence contact sports. Second, shouting and increased force of breathing increases aerosol generation. So given just those two facts alone, mask use to decrease the potential of spread is reasonable. Keep in mind as well, in Michigan, in terms of numbers and keeping COVID at bay, we are doing well compared to other states. So being thoughtful and careful at this point in time can actually help keep us in that position.
Now, Frank, Dr. Caldoun also said that if players cannot wear a mask for whatever their own personal health reasons might be, they just may not be able to participate. So why don't we dig into that a little bit?
Well, so she was basically acknowledging other research that actually shows when you are exerting yourself while wearing a mask, it is both uncomfortable and it does in fact put a person's body under more physiologic strain. So for people who find that participating in a sport with a mask on causes either discomfort from an increased heart rate or maybe more work of breathing, they should sit it out. rather than not wear a mask. That was really her point there. But mask use does cause an increased physiologic strain. There is no doubt about that.
Sure. Now, we've done a lot of stories about the different varieties of masks. So you got a lot of parents right now trying to figure out if there's a better mask choice for athletes, given that they have to wear one.
Well, I think it kind of goes back to the old joke. I think whatever mask they'll wear is the best choice. And I realize, in fact, there's been some very preliminary information to suggest that neck gaiters like this one are not effective. But I think that information was actually incomplete. And these are probably fine to use. Now, some other issues with masks, though, during sports is that, first of all, they will get damp pretty quickly, whether they're cloth or paper. And a wet mask is not only harder to breathe through, it's also far less effective. So changing out masks for a fresh one when it's soaked or is actually a sensible thing, or use one that has a fabric that wicks moisture away and dries quickly. Another issue with masks is when you breathe harder, the mask will get sucked in easily. So masks that have a shape that keeps them off your mouth. Hello?
Yep, we're still with you. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. So masks that either have a shape that keeps them off your mouth or a little bit of support, like the ones that are designed to keep the mask off of lipstick, those would probably also make them more comfortable. And of course, it'll help with their lipstick as well.
That would make sense as we keep trying to move through this pioneer territory that we're all in. All right, Frank.
Well, it's a simple fact. Detroiters are going to lose out on a lot if more city residents don't fill out the 2020 census. And the city's getting creative in trying to make that happen. Larry Spruill is live to show us how hair is now part of the push. Larry.
Yeah, Kimberly, it's really all about getting the word out there about the census coming up. And that's why the city is making another push in passing out these flyers and putting them in local businesses like barbershops and hair salons.
We are actually doing a full color application.
Direction Salon is the one-stop beauty shop where you can come and get anything from color, cuts, facial waxing.
And now a chance to fill out your 2020 census form if you have not already.
We're going for the coppery red look.
Nicole Williams is a stylist with Direction Salon on Grand River Avenue in downtown. She says the hair shop is participating in the local Census 2020 campaign, reminding people to fill out the form. Detroit has been constantly pushing Detroiters to take the time out to mail in your form in order for the city to be counted in this year's census. And now they're asking businesses to join in.
We are asking our patrons to, if they haven't, to fill out the census, and just trying to make sure that we push that so people understand the importance of being counted in their communities.
Williams says this is personal for her.
And I know that for me, thinking about things in my community such as public schooling, activities that are accessible to the children outside of schooling, and just general funding that is important for the livelihood of our families.
Williams tells me we can't afford to let this time go to waste.
And if you're not counted, your needs will not be met based on, what your family needs. The future of your family is impacted by this very thing.
And Williams tells me that the good news is most of her clients who have been by the shop has already filled out their census forms. If you have not, you still have a little bit of time. The deadline is the end of this month. We're live tonight. Larry Spruill, Local 4.
Okay, Larry. A judge from Metro Detroit gets a big promotion and makes some history in the process.
We'll have that story coming up, and here's Ben.
Hey, Kim and Devin, we have waited all week to get some sunshine in here, and I think tomorrow will finally be the payoff, but we've got to get through some sprinkles first. We'll look at that coming up next.
Pre-COVID, she spent her days in the classroom working with kids with special needs.
I'm a very nurturing person.
But these days, she spends most of her time in this cage, being anything but nurturing. Her story next on Local 4.